welcome to tonight's edition of the Bocce Dome. Oh, look, we've got a team that's all ready to go and already having a good laugh. My name is Sonia Fava and I'm the guest host for tonight's special edition of the Bocce Dome. We've got a special guest panel as well, all new faces. So it's with pleasure that I welcome Dianne Penney. Welcome, Dianne. Nick Penney, and also Franco Fava. It's really good to have you guys as guests tonight because you're elite players, all of you within your own right, both locally and internationally. And Franco, you're a player yourself, but you're also the national coach and have coached many teams overseas and locally to great success. So welcome, and it's great to have you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I guess I'm kind of curious about the two codes of bocce that you all play. There's the volo, which is the traditional side, and then the Raffa. And you're all advocates of the Raffa. So it'd be great to learn a little bit more about the differences between the two games and what you love about the two different styles of bocce.
To me, as one of the women throwers in the volo, I find that the Raffa it's a lot easier on the body. It's not so hard to throw that ball because the distance is a lot shorter, and there's two styles of shooting in the Raffa.
I think that's a really good point because when you say that there's the two styles of throwing, there's the typical throw it like as you do in a volleyball, isn't there? And then is it almost like an underarm?
Well, you can throw. I throw two different styles for the two different games, but you have the volo shot where you must hit the ball on the head, but the distance is not so far. But then you have the Raffa shot. So, you've got your two styles and you don't have to be that strong to actually throw that ball.
And I understand that it's also the court surfaces that are a bit different. Is that correct?
Volo courts, they're a bit more heavier. They got more sand. Instead of the Raffa is very smooth, and these days all over the world they are synthetic.
Okay, yeah. So that obviously makes the balls go faster, being on a smoother surface, I would imagine. So that's where you were saying.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about Argentina because all four of us got to go to that World Championship, and again. You mother and son duo competing in the doubles, and you in the ladies singles over in the Raffa over there. I was lucky enough to come along as the delegate, and Franco, you were the coach. Now, when we were over in Argentina, I was, really amazed at the number of people that are actually playing Raffa. Not just from Argentina. I think they said that there was in one district about 45,000 players, and that was the competitive side of Raffa.
One thing I liked about Argentina was there was a lot of kids there watching, and then during breaks they'd go on the courts and pick up a Raffa ball like I would have picked up a football when I was their age. It was just what they did, which was quite different.
One of the main sport.
Yes. Yeah, so it's good to see. So tell me, when you guys were preparing to go to Argentina and compete in the World Championships, I know that the three of you, with Franco being the coach and yourselves as the players, put in a lot of training and time into your technique and to your mental physical fitness.
Yeah, I think it was much like how you train for everything. You have set drills that you do, you have game simulation, you can go over points about the game or where you think you need to improve, and just everything really. It's similar to most sports you play. There's a consistency that you need to bring to it when you train. You can't just go there and fluff about and think it's going to be okay. You've got to focus, stay on track, and
Well, I think Nick and I, we used to train together. I think first of all you have to get along with your partner. Which, we do. I mean, we can still hang it on each other, but we still respect each other on the court.
And what did you expect from your coach
you have to get along with your coach. I mean, you have to respect your coach. You might not always agree with him, but you know, you have to listen. He's obviously a coach for a reason. You know, I mean, we all know we've had good camaraderie on and off the court. Definitely translates to your game. You know, you don't go out there with any aggression or anything, you know. And I think that was one of the things that I really myself enjoyed in Argentina, that on the court we played, Nick and I got on. Off the court we all got on, all four of us, and you know,
fun.
we
It was
just
a lot of fun.
What it is, sometime when you on a court playing, it's totally different what I can see from our side. Because you in there, you under pressure, you think you're doing this, you're doing that, and sometimes you do the right decision, sometimes you don't. That's when you should look at your coach or call time out and have a talk.
Yeah, you definitely, pressure gets the best of everyone.
I was actually fortunate enough to interview Anthony Rocca recently. Anthony Rocca is a former Australian rules footballer who has played with the Sydney Swans and Collingwood in the Australian Football League. Anthony is also a Collingwood Hall of Fame member, and prior to COVID, he was serving as Collingwood's aerial and ruck coach. Prior to that, as their defensive development coach. With COVID-19 restrictions and the AFL clubs having to reduce employees, Anthony has focused on the fitness area and has been involved in Vida Fitness at the Venator Club in Melbourne. It was great to talk to Anthony, all things bocce, and gain some insight into his experience and what he's up to now with his professional fitness business. So let's take a look at our chat with Anthony. Anthony, thank you so much for joining us on the Bocce Dome.
Thank you for having me.
It's really great privilege. Now, of course, being of Italian background, you must have some exposure to our great sport of bocce.
I do. You've brought back some really nice memories of when I was a kid. So we spent a lot of time at the Rye Beach in our summers. And I still vividly remember my dad, his brothers, friends, one, they would be playing Italian cards, and then they would have a stint playing bocce.
Oh, fantastic.
So it'd be the cards, the bocce on the sand, which is hard in itself.
It is, yeah.
And then jumping in the water, cooling off, having lunch, and back again. Cards, bocce, and so on. But it actually brings back some really good memories.
You've got such a great background in sport yourself, and now you're coaching and you're doing the Vida Fitness and things like that. So we really wanted to see what sort of advice you would have to these young junior players, because there's a lot of mental stuff, I would imagine, as well.
Oh, absolutely. You know, there's so many things that correlate to different sports, and bocce is going to be no different to some other sports as well. But you know, obviously in that sport you're talking about, there's a lot of endurance which is involved, which they've got to be fit for. And to tell you the truth, the beak test is probably one of the drills that they probably do just to mark their fitness.
Okay.
But when all's said and done, you can have fitness, you can have strength. They're going to need a lot of core and ab strength. You know, all that stability control, hand-eye coordination.
Correct.
But the thing that separates a good player to an elite player is the ability for that elite player will sustain it for longer. He will be able to sustain the endurance. He'll be able to sustain the strength. He'll be able to, and more importantly, sustain the mental capacity to stay the course longer. Yeah. That's in any sport.
So lots of training, repetition and things like that. Is that what you would recommend? So if we had a young bocce player that wanted to push to the next level and his skill set is there, his endurance is there, to take him to that next level would be that mental
application, being switched on that whole 5 minutes.
Yeah.
The ability to read the play, read what throw he has to do, how far that throw needs to be. So, like, the thing I keep coming back to players is train as you want to play. If you want to play slow, train slow.
Yeah.
If you want to if you want to play fast, train fast.
Yeah.
If you want to play the best, train as the best.
Yeah.
So that's the most that's the best advice I can give to anyone out there.
I think that's excellent advice, Anthony, because when you think about it, that becomes the normal then for you, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
And that
absolutely.
becomes your basic level, doesn't it? Yeah.
There's no better word that you just said. You're training the normal.
Now, tell us a little bit more about your current venture. Like, obviously, this is your life. I mean, you've got Vida Fitness and Footy now, I understand, which is a fantastic business and program.
Yep. So I've got a couple of jobs. So I'm still at Collingwood. I'm in stood down period, which, you know, the boys are up in Queensland getting some sun and things like that, which we're not.
What a shame.
But so I'm a partner. I'm a director at Vida Fitness, which is the gym at the Veneto Club. Yep. What can I say? We're a bunch of guys who, you know, work well with each other. We do fitness classes, we do PT, we do boxing classes, and the other one we do is we do Vida Footy. Now with Vida Footy, we do holiday programs with kids during the school holidays, and they run for about 3 days.
Well, this is really good, and we thought that the Vida training and fitness would be really appropriate also for our Bocce members and our viewers, because like you said, if they did want to practice some endurance and some fitness and just improve their all-round athleticism, they could certainly come and do some programs with you and improve in that area. So thank you for that and explaining that. You might see some Bocce members coming your way.
We can sort and help out anyone that needs a bit of help with any fitness, any strength, core mobility, or whatever's involved.
That's fantastic. What do you think of that? Isn't he lovely? I mean, I do share a birthday with Anthony Rocker. We're both born on the 15th of August, so there was a connection straight away.
Who's older?
Who's older, Sonia?
Oh, me? Did you have to bring that up? Yep, definitely I'm the older one. But yeah, no, he was really humble, and it was really nice for him to give us his time. But what great insights.
I don't think it really matters what sport you're training for. The process is all the same. If you want to succeed at anything, the training is the same. It doesn't matter whether you're playing this level or that level. You know, if you want to be successful, you have to put the hard yards in. And
I would agree. Yeah, and that was the message, wasn't it? It was really as simple as that. Yeah.
Football, soccer, anything. A player has got to be dedicated. He's got to work hard, train hard, and most of all, listen to the coach.
Good advice. Good advice. Well, look, it's been so lovely having our little reunion catch up tonight and sharing our experiences with our Bocce viewers. Thank you all for being on tonight's Bocce Dome. Really appreciate it. And like our host with the most, Tony Palermo, always says, if you're not playing Bocce, you're not loving life. Good night.
That's right.